Part 74. My villain wants to clear his name, but he awakens Cao Thief Simulator. Author, Fangzone Womang. Chapter 731. Tan Kinja gritted her teeth, feeling like she was about to be pissed to death by her traitor. What's wrong, my dearest master? Qin Benjao leaned down and kissed Suliang gently on the lips, then looked at her master. It's still very early now, and Suliang and I haven't had enough yet. Master, can you go out and wait for a while? Not enough? And it's still my time. Qin Benjao, you have no heart, you are so angry with me. Regarding all this, Suliang blinked, shivered in the quilt, and did not dare to say a word. To be honest, he is the most innocent one. He happily planned to take his sister to rest last night, but unexpectedly he was attacked by his girlfriend. When he wakes up, his girlfriend has already succeeded. What else can he do? What, you said that the great emperor could be plotted like this? Just kidding, this is my wife. Okay, who would guard against my wife? Especially. Suliang found that his stupid disciple was still watching eagerly outside. He looked like he was watching the fun, but in fact, his eyes were always staring at him. As long as Suliang moves casually, that stupid disciple can take a quick look. This gave Suliang a headache. A rushing master and a rebel disciple taught him. Although it is reasonable, it is a headache. And just when Suliang had a headache, the battle between Tan Kinja and Qin Benjao has reached its most intense moment. Humph, I thought you were my disciple, and I planned to save some face for you, but now it seems that it's not necessary. Tan Kinja snorted softly. Your cultivation has indeed improved a lot, but don't forget, I am your master, you will never be able to defeat me. Next moment, Tan Kinja suddenly took action, and in the blink of an eye, she wrapped Qin Benjao in a quilt and threw her aside to restrain her. A mere quilt actually blocked Qin Benjao's true energy. Obviously, this was Tan Kinja's work. At this moment, Qin Benjao felt a little panicked. Master, what do you want to do? I'm warning you, don't mess around. Humph, I just want to get back what should belong to me. Tan Kinja hummed softly, came to Suliang, and sat face to face with him. With her beautiful legs tied tightly around her waist and her arms around Suliang's neck, Tan Kinja glanced at Suliang with a soft and charming look and kissed her deeply. Immediately, one hand also reached down, grasping the future and adjusting the direction and angle of the future. As expected of Master Kinja, she really knows how to play. If I had the chance, I would do the same. Xiaochuanzi made up his mind. Then, she was thrown away by Suliang's sudden gust of wind. When she came back, she found that the window had been closed tightly. Huh, stingy master, you won't even let me see this. Xiaochuanzi pouted and muttered dissatisfiedly for a long time, then turned around and left reluctantly. At the same time, the scene in the room was like hell to Qin Benjao. Master, no. Qin Benjao looked full of grief, anger, and humiliation, her eyes were red, and she was about to cry. Master, I was wrong, I know I was wrong, you can't do this to me. Humph, you realize you were wrong now? It's too late. Tan Kinja snorted softly and fell slowly. In order to stimulate Qin Benjao, she even prolonged the process for an extremely long time. Let you feel what it feels like when the one you love is taken away by someone else. No. Qin Benjao cried like a pear blossom with rain in her eyes. She was very desperate and kept struggling, but it had no effect. I could only watch my man being raped by another woman, and I was completely powerless. In the end, my eyes were empty, and I looked like I had been spoiled. See this? Suliang looked a little confused. My girlfriend's acting skills are getting better and better, but my sister can't even spot any flaws. In fact, let alone sadness and anger, My girlfriend may not have been blocked by her sister. However, this is fine, as long as my girlfriend and sister are happy. Well, this should be considered part of enjoying life. As for what's next? Benjeo, the master of suffering, broke free and joined in, together with Huang Maokinja. All in all, Sul Yang, Qin Benjeo, and Tan Kinja did not show up this whole day. Well, yes, it's like this. You have to calm down. As a piano player, the most important thing is to avoid distractions and agitation. Only when you calm down can you appreciate the beauty of the music. Qin Wanyu sat behind the changkin that Sul Yang had given her in the past, with a peaceful smile on her face, but also a plump and soft feeling, which made people's hearts flutter. In front of Qin Wanyu is the little dumpling sitting in front of the changkin that Qin Wanyu won back. Although he accepted his husband's request and promised to teach this girl music to calm down her mind. However, this piano given to me by my husband has a different meaning to me. How can I let others use it? Although this piano is very ordinary and does not have any special effects, it is also a kind of commemoration that only belongs to herself and her husband, and Qin Wanyu values it very much. However, faced with Qin Wanyu's teachings, Xiao Tuanzi simply couldn't listen. Master Wanyu, what is the use of learning this? Xiao Tuanzi said, a little bored and helpless. She had no talent at all for practicing piano and she didn't want to practice. I don't have the talent to enter Taoism with the piano at all, so there is no point in practicing these things forcefully. On the contrary, it was the things that Master Benjeo taught him, such as master strategies and how to become a true master and rebel disciple. He learned it quite quickly and enjoyed learning it. Really, what did Master think, to arrange these useless things for himself? Walking closer, Xiao Chuanzi had a flattering smile on his face. I heard that Master Wanyu also personally defeated Master bit by bit. How about Master Wanyu teaching me how to defeat Master? Hearing this, Qin Wanyu sighed helplessly. What's going on with my husband's disciple? She doesn't learn from the good teaching, but is very interested in her master. There is no way to teach this piano. After gently patting Xiao Chuanzi's little head, Qin Wanyu thought about it and suggested. How about this, you learn the piano with me and I teach you what you want to learn. In order to fulfill the husband's instructions, he had no choice but to make this decision. As for Qin Wanyu's suggestion, how could Xiao Chuanzi disagree? He immediately expressed that he wanted to learn the piano seriously. If anyone refused to let him learn, he would be in a hurry with her. Then, next moment, Yang Kaoj suddenly opened the door and walked in. He picked up Qin Wanyu and walked out. Kaoj, what are you? Qin Wanyu was a little confused. She saw that Yang Kaoj was still wearing a dragon robe. He had obviously just returned home from the court. Why was he so impatient? Mother, follow me. Yang Kaoj called out the name that only the two of them would call out when they were with Lang Jun. Where to go? Go find Mr. Lang. Yang Kaoj is quite atmospheric. Sisters Benjeo and Kinja are really hateful. Just because they are masters and apprentices, they always dominate the husband. I just went to court and found that the husband was dragged into the room by them again. This is not okay. If this continues, Mr. Lang will be snatched away. Humph, aren't they just master and disciple? It seems like no one can do it. You have masters and apprentices, but we have a mother-daughter duo. Although this mother and daughter don't have any relationship or appearance like mother and daughter. However, this is also our unique advantage. Yang Kaoj said, this time, I must win back everything I lost. Seeing Yang Kaoj's aggressive look, Qin Wanyu blinked and smiled helplessly. Really, after being an empress for so long, she is still irritable. But after all, it is about the husband, so it is understandable. And I can't bear it anymore. Although Qin Wanyu has always been calm and even somewhat Buddhist, How can she accept the fact that her husband is always taken away by others? Then, the two hit it off immediately and agreed on a plan. As for Xiaochuan's piano practice, we can only wait until next time. Why did a disciple express that he wanted to cry without getting Master's secret strategy from Master Wanyu, and he even had to watch Master Wanyu and his master show affection? Why did he become the loser inexplicably? Under the plan of the two people, Sul Yang, who had just left Qin Binjao and Tan Qinji's place, was suddenly pulled in by Qin Wanyu when he passed by Ying Kao's room. Wanyu, what are you? Looking at Qin Wanyu, who looked gentle and skillful, Sul Yang felt a little confused. My daughter Kaoj likes the young master very much, but it seems that the young master does not like Kaoj. It makes this girl very sad. As a mother, I am also anxious and sympathetic. Qin Wanyu pretended to be hesitant and a little humiliated and a little happy, and walked into Sul Yang bit by bit. After arriving in front of Sul Yang, Qin Wanyu pulled her clothes as if there was no resistance. Her shoulders were white and smooth, as plump and smooth as jade. Biting her lips lightly, with a little tear in her eyes, Qin Wanyu hugged her. I wonder if I can impress the young master by adding my concubine. What are you doing? My villain wants to clear his name, but he awakens Cao Thief Simulator. Author, Fangzone Womeng. Chapter 732. Sul Yang was shocked. Is there something wrong with this plot? This has never been played before. Please don't refuse me, sir. I am actually very happy and willing. Qin Wanyu leaned close to Sul Yang's ear and whispered softly. Actually, I have also been in love with you for a long time. It's just because of Kaoj that I have concerns. Now that I have this opportunity, it's not too late for me to be happy. Please don't break my hopes. Immediately, before Sul Yang came to his senses, Qin Wanyu pulled Sul Yang to the edge of the bed. After pressing Sul Yang to sit down, Qin Wanyu had a shy and soft smile on her face. Please relax, sir, and let me serve you. Immediately. Then he leaned down and saw that the peak was so soft that it was almost irresistible. And just when Qin Wanyu pressed Sul Yang down, immediately, the moment of falling slowly, Ying Kaoj suddenly walked out and looked at Qin Wanyu and Sul Yang with tears in his eyes and a look of emotion and guilt on his face. Mother, for the sake of your daughter's happiness, you. No, it doesn't matter. The queen herself is also very happy. Qin Wanyu reached out to Ying Kaoj and waited until she took Ying Kaoj's hand before slowly guiding her. Kaoj, we will be a family in the future. We will never, ever be separated. Well, Queen Mother, we will always be a family. Looking at the scene between the two of them, Sul Yang was completely shocked. Should I say that she is worthy of being the Empress and Queen Mother of Great Xia? This is simply better than my girlfriend and sister. To be honest, this inexplicable sense of betrayal really made Sul Yang feel even more excited. Why? No time to think too much. Sul Yang was already overwhelmed by mother and daughter. Mr. Lang, from now on, I and Chao Ji will be yours. Qin Wanyu kissed Sul Yang gently on the lips with a happy smile on her face. You must be good to us. Ying Kaoj also kissed her softly, smiling softly and charmingly. In the next half-month, the mother-daughter duo of Ying Kaoj and Qin Wanyu successfully occupied Sul Yang. My husband was first occupied by Qin Binjao and Tan Qinji for half a month, and then by Ying Kaoj and Qin Wanyu for half a month. Both Mu Qingqian and Tao Yaoyao felt like they hadn't seen their husband for a long time. Regarding this scene, Mu Qingqian and Tao Yaoyao felt very powerless and helpless. After all, no matter who these people are, you all came early, especially Qin Binjao. Although she has been bullied in various ways, she is also from the official palace in name. The title of the main palace is useless to others, not even Yefei, but it is very useful to Mu Qingqian and Tao Yaoyao. After all, one had been taught by Qin Binjao, and the other had always been called Sister Qin Binjao. Certainly. Although it was hard to bear not being able to see my husband for a few days, it was not unbearable to see him every day. What makes Mu Qingqian and Tao Yaoyao most uncomfortable is that if you just love each other on your own, why do you want us to take care of the children? This is obviously your apprentice, senior brother Su, brother Suliang, why should you leave it to us? Seeing the little dumpling in front of them blinking at them, Mu Qingqian and Tao Yaoyao felt very helpless. Especially Mu Qingqian, she felt like she was going crazy. Tao Yaoyao, senior brother Su taught this girl to us so that we can watch her practice, not for you to play with her all day long. The righteous goddess of the past has matured a lot now, but the little witch she once was is still like this. She is cute and cute, she is obviously a witch, but she still has a bit of innocence. Although she can also do some charming tricks, it has no effect at all. But when Xiao Tuanzi stood together, Mu Qingqian even suspected that Xiao Tuanzi could be Tao Yaoyao's sister. But we don't understand what brother Suliang taught her at all. Tao Yaoyao said helplessly. My husband is now the great emperor, and he is indeed very powerful, but the things he teaches are also much more advanced, and I can't understand them at all, okay. It was obvious that Tao Yaoyao had already cultivated from that realm, but she couldn't understand the instructions given to her disciple by her husband. It makes people wonder if they have become a fake immortal. After hearing Tao Yaoyao's words, Mu Qingqian was helpless. Yes, the things taught by my husband are a bit too high-end, and even I can't understand them. What can I do? Since there is no way to teach her, why not come with me and think about how to bring senior brother Su back? Mu Qingqian sighed helplessly. It's been more than a month, don't you want to? In response, Tao Yaoyao just spread her hands helplessly. Chapter 614 Final Chapter Never-Ending Happiness. How could he not want to, but the opponent was simply beyond his ability to deal with, what else could he do? He could only lie down and be destroyed. When she first arrived at the Su family, Tao Yaoyao had fought against all the sisters at home, and it was a complete defeat, a defeat that was too painful to look back on. But it seems that there is no way. Recalling the teachings from her eldest sister, Tao Yaoyao showed a confident smile. I have an idea. Eldest sister Tou and sister Chao Ji both use their own advantages. In this case, why don't we come too? What advantages do we have? Mu Qingqian was a little confused. As soon as these words came out, Tao Yaoyao was completely speechless. Hey, Mu Qingqian, even if we have enmity, you can't deny the relationship between us, right? The twins are exactly the same. Isn't this our advantage? This is something no one else can compare to. In just an instant, Mu Qingqian understood. After a moment of realization, her eyes gradually brightened. Yes, we still have this trick. Then, the two people, who had been arguing all day and could not stop until now, unexpectedly reached an agreement at this moment and wanted to work towards the same goal. After some preparation, when Suliang returned to his room, he found Mu Qingqian already waiting here. Only. Qingqian, why are you wearing Yao Yao's clothes? Suliang was a little confused. Mu Qingqian prefers bright yellow dresses, which are elegant, while Tao Yaoyao has always been bold, charming, and enchanting. They have completely different temperaments. Even if they look the same and have the same figure, they can still easily identify each other when they wear each other's clothes. No, I am Tao Yaoyao. Mu Qingqian looked at Suliang seriously and said. Hearing this, Suliang was completely stunned. You are both my wives, can I still recognize you too? There's no point in making this fuss with me. At this moment, Suliang really didn't quite understand what Mu Qingqian wanted to do. And this time, Mu Qingqian has come to Suliang's side, holding Suliang's hand. Brother Suliang, it's already very late. Let's take a rest. There was a bit of shyness and expectation in the words, and there was also a bit of jerkiness in the movements. It was as if it was the first time to do such a thing. Until this moment, Suliang was still confused, but he could probably guess that Mu Qingqian seemed to be playing something interesting too. So he simply cooperated, pretending not to recognize him and letting Mu Qingqian act. Soon, as Mu Qingqian took the lead and galloped, she finally stopped pretending. Senior brother Su, finally, Qingqian finally gets you. With some tears in the corners of her eyes, Mu Qingqian murmured softly to herself with a smile that showed her long-cherished wish came true. I know that you are that girl Yao Yao's man, and I also know that that girl Yao Yao is my sister. Logically speaking, as a sister, I shouldn't be like this. But I like senior brother Su so much. Every time I see you together and how loving you are, I can't help but feel heartache and envy. Please forgive me for my willfulness. After hearing this, Suliang finally came to his senses. Is this a classic scene involving twin sisters? The sister who loves her sister's man pretends to be her sister and steals her sister's man? Although she is already her own wife, this plot is still very exciting. It was difficult for Suliang not to cooperate. But before Suliang could cooperate, boom! The door was kicked open, and Tao Yao Yao walked in with tears in her eyes. Looking at the two of them, she shed tears of sadness, anger, and complexity. Sister, how could you do this? I knew. Among the tears, there was a bit of humiliation and sadness, a bit of relief, and even a bit of excitement. It can be said that the mood of the person involved was vividly interpreted, and the acting skills were excellent. Humph, I obviously met him first. Mu Qingqian snorted softly. I was the one who liked him first, and I was the one who brought him back first. He is mine. Why did you end up with him in the end? I don't accept it, I want to be with him too. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. My villain wants to clear his name, but he awakens Cao Thief Simulator. Author, Fangzone Wo Meng. Chapter 733. Yu. Tao Yao Yao's expression changed, and after a long time, she sighed dejectedly. Forget it, as long as my sister can be happy. But I won't give up just like this. Speaking with a firm expression, Tao Yao Yao, the mistress, also joined the fight for her husband. My dear disciple, did you hear what I said? Wan Qing looked at her disciple helplessly and repeated again. Ah. Yes, I heard it. Suliang quickly came to his senses, nodded and sighed. Of course he heard what his master said, but he would rather not hear it. Thinking carefully about this period of time, first it was my girlfriend and sister, then Kaoj and Wan Yu, and later Yao Yao and Qingqian. For nearly 2 months, Suliang never stopped. Even the great emperor has to have time to rest, right? Even the Hunyuan Chunyang Taoist body, coupled with the emperor's cultivation, cannot withstand such intensity. After coming out of Mu Qingqian and Tao Yao Yao's place, Suliang planned to take a good rest. At least, you have to take a week's vacation. Isn't that too much? But I can't rest at all. Just after leaving Mu Qingqian and Tao Yao Yao, his master came over and brought Yu Ji with him. How could Suliang refuse? There is a saying that at the moment when his master and Yu Ji came to the door, Suliang had already planned to run away for a while under the pretext of taking Xiao Chuanzi out for training. After the little girl left home, she only went back once or twice a year. Now she was homesick and wanted to go back to rest for a few days. As a master, I received a warm invitation and had to supervise the little girl's cultivation progress at any time. Isn't this reason too much? But If you think about it carefully, you can avoid your master and Yuji by doing this, but it is very likely to create a master and rebel disciple. Suliang simply gave up the idea. Compared to my master and Yuji, it seems that it is more difficult to resist a master and a rebel disciple. A certain girl who had been planning to defeat the master was crying and fainting in the corner. Although she had been working hard, what should I do if the master's defense was too high? Why was it so difficult to defeat him? In short, you have to stay with me and Sister Yuji for the next period of time. Wan Qing said with a smile. Her tone sounded very calm and soothing, but there was a lot of dangerous feeling hidden in it. My man has been occupied by other women one after another for as long as 2 months. How can I accept this? Wan Qing said that she also wanted such treatment, and it would be doubled. During this period of time, she locked her man by her side, and no one could take him away, not even 11 Hang and Ji Hongchen joining forces. If we fight again now, it is still unknown who will win and who will lose. Wan Qing was very confident about her and Yuji's strength at this moment. Okay, listen to master. Suliang sighed helplessly and agreed. We are all our wives, so we can't favor one over the other. I just have to work harder. As long as master and Yuji can be happy, I just agree to them. Then, Suliang's itinerary for the next period of time was determined by Wan Qing and Yuji. A certain traitor who had been planning to attack the master cried and fainted in the corner again. He had obviously learned a lot during this period and made a lot of preparations, so he was ready to implement it and start to attack the master. The master was taken away again. Who can I ask to explain? Seeing Suliang agree, Wan Qing immediately became happy, took Suliang's hand and walked out. Let's go find Sister Yuji first, and then, let's go out to play. There are still many opportunities to taste my good disciple. Anyway, for the next period of time, my good disciple will belong to me, so I am not in a hurry for this moment. If I have this opportunity, of course I want to take my beloved disciple to play. There are so many fun places in this world that I haven't been to yet, so what's the point of staying at home all the time? Just a pity. The places I wanted to visit with Master in the past are now gone, things have changed, people have changed, and the beautiful scenery is no longer there. Regret is regret, and some regrets can never be made up for, but it doesn't matter, as long as we are always together. After finding Yuji, Suliang, Wan Qing, and Yuji left home together and wandered around the world. With the strength of the three of them, the world is so close. No matter where they go, it is only a matter of one step. Distance is not a problem at all. To the end. The three of them walked around and came to a city. Perhaps that girl Kinja didn't tell you that this entire city is actually the work of Tiandao section. Today, this city is considered the most prosperous commercial capital in the world. Almost everything can be found here. Wan Qing said with a smile. Suliang was surprised for a while and then accepted this fact. After all, Tiandao sect, whose main industries are silk stockings and novel and beautiful clothes, has always been doing very well. Behind him are the great Emperor Suliang, 11 He Ying Ji Hongchen, one of the righteous and one of the devil, two real bosses, as well as the cooperation of Fukang Dao sect and other sects. With the blessing of such a luxurious lineup, after such a long period of development, even if you don't know anything about business, your wealth will be astonishing. It's just a city built, it's nothing, it's not something to be surprised about. After wandering around the city for a while, Suliang felt a little emotional. It should be said that it is the most prosperous commercial capital in the world. It really has everything here. Some things that even Suliang couldn't help but be excited about actually existed here, and there were quite a lot of them, although the prices were ridiculously high. After wandering around for a while, Suliang bought a lot of gifts. A hairpin for my girlfriend, my sister's necklace, my master's cheongsam, Ying Kao's latest luxurious dragon robe, Qin Wanyu's piano, Jingmen's sword. Everyone else also has their own favorite things. Even Xiaochuanzi and Suliang prepared some enlightenment tea leaves. Although it cost a lot, it can be said that it was a fruitful trip. With his master and Yuji looking at their gifts with joy, Suliang returned home and gave the gifts to his ladies. Seeing his ladies happily appreciating the gifts, Suliang showed a satisfied smile on his lips. Thinking about it carefully, although the previous period was difficult and dangerous, with various battles and constant crises, many of them were far beyond Suliang's ability to deal with them. If he made a wrong step, he would die. It could be said that he was walking on the edge of a knife. But it was also during that time that Suliang met his wives, found the foundation for his survival in this world, and had his own happiness. With this ending, all the hardships and displacement are worth it. Although the family was always noisy, there were many things that made Suliang feel helpless. But Suliang enjoyed such a happy life. With happiness and satisfaction in his heart, Suliang planned to cook with his own hands to celebrate. No special reason, I just want to celebrate. However, before he could turn around, he saw his ladies looking at him with very strange eyes, which made Suliang feel numb. And why did a strange rebel disciple of the master get mixed in here? You, what do you want to do? Suliang swallowed and had the urge to run away. Mr. Lang, it's very late. It's time for us to rest. I don't know who said something, and then all the girls rushed forward. Then the Su family is noisy, but their normal daily life is happening again.